Okay, welcome everyone. Please, if you can hear me, let me know you can hear me. You're welcome everyone. Please let me know if you can hear me and at the same time if you can see my screen. If you can hear me, kindly drop in the chat box. Let me know that you can hear me. I'm waiting for us. I'm waiting. Let me know if you can. Drop in the chat box if you can hear me. Let me know quickly, please. If you can hear me, let me know. Drop in the chat box. Okay. I can see that one person said I can hear you. All right. Tonight we will be going over to forms and reports. Yesterday we looked at which mostly acts as an entry, that as an entry, what an aspect in database where users can enter their details, into the table in the database. Details, informations, data are stored in the table why forms is an intermediary, an interface that the user uses to send data or to send his or her information into the database. So a form acts as a middleman. Let me put it that way. Form acts as a middleman between the user and the database. Now, for example, when you want to register for a particular course, you want to fill a form. That's what we call it, to fill a form. However, in the internet or database, the form is what you are interacting with in order to send your information to that database. So you don't have access to the table directly, only the database admin have. But you as a user, what just gives you access, the form limits you, is kind of limiting you just to do that particular function alone. That form is what gives you the access to just give your information and go. That's the only thing that is required of you. Enter your details, then then click on send or click on save to save the details or to save the information. That's what the form gives you access for. So in this section this night, we'll be looking at how we can create forms. Yesterday, before yesterday, we delved into creating tables, and yesterday we talked about queries. Now this night we will be going over to form, how to create form, and time permits us, we will be looking at reports. All right. Now let's proceed. To create form, we go to the tab called create. Now here is either you go through form design. If you want to create you go through form design, or you go through form wizard or form when you want to create from the scratch. But however, we have to go through form wizard, and then from the form wizard we come back to the form view, form design, and then do some editing, do some formatting, and see how our form can look like or will look like. Okay, now to create a form first, like I said, we will be going through form wizard. Now when we click on form wizard, a dialog box will appear, and when the dialog box appears, you see tables and queries. That's to say that under here, when you click this drop down arrow or this drop down button, you will see different tables, all the tables and queries you have here. All of the things you have in this navigation pane here, you will be seeing them here. So with that, let's begin with the staff profile. That's the first table we created. So once we do that, what do we want to see in the form? Are we requesting our staffs to provide all these details? Is it possible? Do we want them to provide all these details? So if we want them to provide all these details, we use this double arrow. We use the double arrow and we click that. So once we click that, everything enters here. So what I will do here is we go to next. So here you select the format to which the layout format. If you want it in columnar, if you want it in tabular form, like this, I will show when you want to draft out school report. Maybe you are creating a form for a result sheet where each teachers will come to enter their students' result and stuff like that. You can use this. Then let's say we use justify. Then we move to next. Now this is table staff profile form. That's what it is. Now we can now call it form. For example, we can just put form in front of it, and then we say finish. So once we click on finish, the access will load the form in a default setting. The default setting it will be, you see, this is a default setting. This is the default setting, the default design that this form will be like. That's the default design this form will be like. So when you look at this now, that's the information that the information here. You see the drop down arrow we have to if it's male or female, and that is the default information. Now if we want to work on this form, like we have here TBL staff profile form, we can come here, right click, and we can now go to form view. Now we go to design view. Yes. Now when we come to design view, this is where we will be doing some editing, depending on what we want. This you are seeing here is the field list. This is the field list. Why these are the fields we entered here. These are the fields we entered. Is each of these are what we entered. Each of these are for stuff we have. So when you look at this, you look at the way this is here, and if you go to form view, let's see, if you go to form view, you will notice that for contact address, the place to type is underneath it, not in front of it. For staff ID, the last name is underneath it. The for this is here. For staff ID under. Now we can restructure our form. How do I mean? Now we can come to design view. The first thing we can come here. This is our header. Here you can go to your form format. Under this you can make it bold. You can change the font style like we have in Microsoft Word. You can change the font style like we have in Microsoft Word. Let's say we select area black, and here we can increase it as well. We can increase it. Let's say we increase it to this length, and then we can select center align, and we can also reduce this to this. Okay, can also reduce this, and then we can remove this TBL then and have that to be the staff profile form, and we can bring this up. Now this staff this first name, I can bring it back like this, and then this one, Okay, no. Now let me right click. Now let me go to design. Where is uh, okay, now the text box I can no, I think I'm making a mistake. Let me select this. Let me select these two. Okay, wait. All right, now then this last name I can reduce it like this, and then bring this one closer. I can move this up. Can select the two by holding my control and then drag it back, then reduce this. Now I can reduce this contact address. Now on the phone number, on the aspect of phone number, we do the same thing as well, so that this form doesn't look too clumsy. All right, now these are certain things we can do based on the form we have to make them then okay, this one we haven't reduced it. All right, then we can move this backward like this. Okay, now with that we can rearrange all these ones. If you look at what we have, if we go to our form view, you will see what we just did, the editing we did in the form view as regards to this already has been effected. This, the name here, the editing here. So with this we can do some editing. Then there is something else we need to, if you come to this, if you double click here, it will bring you to this, what we call the property sheet. It will bring you to property sheet. Now in the property sheet, the source of this form, the record source is here. See, the record source is here. So the record source is the staff profile. That's the staff profile here. So with this we can do some, that's what we have. With this we can do some stuff. Let's go back there again and double click to bring the property sheet. Here you can do the stuff. We have the fitting screen. You can go to your format. The caption is there already. The default view is single form. Then allow form view, allow datasheet view, and stuff like that. Then the width is 7 point stuff. Let's, if we make it let's say we make it 7. So here is where you can change certain things. We have the control box, which we will be talking about later. Here you change certain things as regards to the formatting of your form. There are certain things you can change here as regards to the formatting of your form. Also, as regards to the data, you can talk about the record source like we have here. As regards to the event and other stuff, this is the property section where you can change stuff. Here is form. Here you have different, the footer, the header, the gender, all the stuff fields inside this form. You can decide to work on them. Also here we have in the arrange form, you have the format where depending on what you want, you can use to edit stuff here. Then if you want background image, you can go to this place and then browse for your background. You can go to that place, browse for your background, where you can add a background image. Let's say we add this. So that is that. So we go to our form view. Now you see the background image there. So you can use different stuff as regards to that form. This is the background image. Now here in this form, if you come here and search for a particular person, maybe you search one, you see it changes, it gives you stuff. And here is the staff ID. Then this place is the navigation where you can move to get to the next person. So here now you have a new staff ID. Here you can enter the information. If you enter the information, let's say David, let's say David, let's go back, that's David, and then this person is David, let's say Apa. Then you put the address For example, that's the address and then the number and so on and so forth, and you move to next. Now if we go to, this is staff profile. If we go to staff profile, you will see the details, the person David Akpa and stuff we entered. So with this becomes our form. That is our form. That's a simple way you can create your form, though there are certain things we can also do to edit the form to make it look better, but in a simple format, this is a way you can create your form. Now, to create the form called payroll, we don't really need to go into the details. We don't really need to go into the details that we went through by going to form wizard and doing that. The easy thing to do, let me close this one for now. Let's save it, we will still work on it. Now the easy thing to do is coming to this form, you right click and copy. Now once you say copy here, you can now say Ctrl V to paste. Now that's is telling you the copy of that. What name do we want to give it? Let's say we want to give it staff payroll. We want to create staff payroll. Now we are creating staff payroll, and that's what we will give it. So we say okay. Now you see that this form staff payroll comes out, and then we now come here to right click and go to design view. This is where we change the details. You now see that when you look at this, you will notice that all the details here are what is in the staff payroll before. So now we can Ctrl A to remove whatever that is there and delete. So now we deleted what we have. Then we can now go to this add existing field. Now, but before we do that, our record source, remember what we have here. Our record source for this form is from the staff profile, but we need staff payroll. So what do? We come to this record source, we click on it and we select staff payroll. That's what we have to do. Then we come to caption. We can call it the caption is payroll. All right. Now, so after we have done that, we now go to add existing field list. You look at this, you see the fields we have. Now you click on this account ID, hold shift, you come and click the account type. So you select all the fields, and then you move all of them inside here. That is that. So once you do that, you can select okay. Once you select, you can go to align or go to size. then you say the widest, then the same thing for this guy. You can come here, okay, then right click, go to size, select widest. Okay, we have to do this way. All right, think that's the best. Then right click, go to size, select widest, then move them up. Okay, then property sheet. We can select okay, no. Okay, I think this is what I'm looking for. Now we can say 10. 10 is much, so we can use 5. Okay, good. Now okay, now let's view this form. All right, okay, there is something I'm looking for. I'm not getting it yet. All right, let me format this place first. right, let's set this here. I'm trying to get it to align properly. Okay, now let me select them and go to align and then align bottom so as okay. All right, now let's also rearrange this one. Let me do that one to go. Instead of doing that one after the other. Okay. What I will do here now is I will select these two. So I will select these two, move them up. Then I will select these two, move them here. Then the same thing here. This is mostly why most persons don't really talk about access as regards to lectures. Okay, I'm trying to get things to be okay. Now I will also take this to position here. All right, then okay, now Okay, just follow me. Now, you want to get this. Okay, now okay, let's say this is what we want to be. Then we come to design. This is this is text box. Okay, we can call it staff payroll. Center align. You can make it red color, your choice. Okay, you can click on this. Let's go to shape fill. You can make it this color, your choice as well. That's your choice. That's really your choice. So with that, we can view this form. Now that's what we have here. So let's go. Okay, I know why that is there. Let's go to design view. I know why that is there. You sure he's telling me, yeah, my bad. Delete. Okay. So let's label. Okay. We can select 18. we can make it this red color, center align. Okay, now these are the certain things we can do as regards to the form. So with this you can rearrange your form. You can you can rearrange your form. Look at this, where's use this can be changed. The color can be changed. If the color is not okay, we can go to this stuff, select them. We can come here and select let's say we go with blue. The same with the same thing here. Let's say we go with blue. It's your choice. It's your choice. You go with blue. So when we come to form view, you see the colors have changed. So these are certain things you can do as regards to your form. You can change your background size, the background color and stuff like that. You can put that. So with this, whenever you come to this is a new data set where you can add color, where you can add your where you can add informations, the details of the persons and the likes. That's for this form. So we can come here, design view, then under this caption we call it staff payroll. Under that caption you call it staff payroll. So now this control source is account. If you want to change it that the account ID will not be account ID, you can select where the control source will be, but that's what we want it to be. So here you can decide to change each of these data where you want it to enter. That means if you enter anything in department, where it will appear in your table, and that's on this aspect. Then we also have this, like I have talked about, insert image. Then on this aspect of for this aspect of format, where this background image is. Then in this aspect of arrange, where you can arrange all these stock grid lines if we are talking about anything here. So there are certain things we can also edit. Then in the form, we can use this under this form design to design our form, build our forms and the like. So in this particular aspect, this is mostly the things we use to build this form, and that. So we can close this, and now let's check. This is staff payroll. Let's now add stuff on this particular form and see where it will enter. Okay, now let's go to the last details. Now account number, account ID rather, the person Then department position, maybe sales assistant, email at Gmail. Let's say basic salary, for example. So the other ones we take care of itself. Let's say savings account. If if there is any picture, the screen aspect of the picture and stuff like that, we double click and we get to put that. So once we are done, we can move to the next form for the next person. So let's go over to the payroll and double click to check. Now you see the person we added, that's on the top here. So that's form works. So if we want to now create form for these customers, that is also what we will do. We will right click and then change the source, the record source of that aspect. What do I mean? I mean that let me close this as well and save. Now what I mean is that I can right click here, copy, and then come here and paste. So once that is done, I can change the name to customers. Can change the name of the form to customers and then say OK. It will bring this automatically. But what is happening here is using the record of staff payroll, which we need to change. So we can come to design view, and with this design view now we can change everything here. We delete everything here, highlight and delete, and then we come to the record source here. We change the record source to customers. That's the record source we need. We change the record source to customers and then come to add existing field. You now see the field of the customers here. But if you didn't change the record source, watch out. If the record source is still on the payroll and we come to add existing field list, it will carry the field list of that source. It will carry the field list of that record source. So here we come to property sheet. Because of the time, I'm trying to be fast here. So if we come to this property sheet, let's cancel this. We will change it to customer and then come here. What are you doing, Baba? Okay, we come here, hold this, hold our shift and come down here and click to select all and then drag them inside here. So this is what you have. You can now start modifying your form as regards to what we did earlier. You can start modifying it, and let's say we have this, right click, go to size, select widest, and then let's say we place it here. So we place it here, and what else? We select this, go to property sheet, format, let's say we type 2, All right. Now, so with this, we can call this customers. I will just leave it like this because of time. I just want to show us the aspect of report. The aspect of reports. So say 20, let's say we blue alignment. All right, and okay, that's what we have here. This the form, so we can enter some information. It's like we left something at the down which we can bring up using the form design view. So this is the ID, this is the name, this the channel which we said online or offline. We can do that. So from here we can enter data directly into the customers. Let's see if we can do that. Customer ID, let's say 101. Let's say the customer is first name Sam, then the other Hassan. Phone number, let's just put any number. Email at Gmail. Location, let's say, and then what, let's say is online, and then we move. Now if I come to customers here and double click, then details are there. The details are there. So when we do that, that's to get the form. So let's look at quickly how we can easily create a report. We are behind schedule. There are things that we can do in this form. Maybe tomorrow I will show us certain things. I will go deeper certain things into this form. I didn't want to go deeper into it because it can be a bit tricky. But however, when we during the last class, when we be building a portfolio, when we be building one portfolio as regards to this course, we will delve deeper into forms and queries so as we can see how they interrelate, so we can see what we can get to achieve using these forms. Okay, now for the final one tonight is report. Let me quickly go over to that. I will run it quickly with the report wizard. The report is the aspect of the database that we can easily print out. That's the aspect of the database we can easily print out. Like you can see here, the form here, there is under the form, we don't have anything printing. When we come to query, there is nothing to print. There is nothing like print options. When we come to open form, there is nothing like print option. If you open a table as well, like this is table, there is nothing like print option here. So the thing we do is, when we go to report, we say report wizard, what aspect of report we want to create. Let's say that's from let's say customers. Let's move everything here, and then we go to next. We have this. The next thing you do is next. There is no need to arrange in ascending. Then we move next. Do you want it columnar, tabular, or justified? Let's say I select justified and I want it portrait. Then I move to next. That's I can come here to remove the table and then put, let's say, report here and then finish. So with that, we just have our form. We just have our report. We can print it out. It's just one page because it's one information that is there. We can print the report out. You can see this close print preview. You can see your print option. You can see the paper size, the margin you want to print, portrait. You can change it to landscape. You set up your printing stuff. You can even print it in Excel format if you want to print it in Excel format, if you want your data in Excel format, PDF and the like. So this a quick round of how the report aspect, which is the aspect of our database object that we can easily print. We can easily print. So tomorrow we will be looking a bit more into form. Peradventure, time will permit us, but we'll be looking at how we establish relationship. That is in our day 5 to establish relationship. Now this aspect of lecture this night is forms and report. We understand basis of forms and that, but during the time we'll be going into portfolio, we will be looking at some dynamics of forms that we doesn't really know that exist, some deeper level or aspects of forms as regards to what we, as more than what we have this night. So one of the things you know tonight is to how to create a form using form wizard, and at the same time how to edit your forms. You can edit it, you can copy a form and duplicate, change the resource, change stuff, add background image and the likes. You can also do that. You can create your report. Then and other stuff you can do. You can still change. You can come here to the design view. To change your report field design in a way that is okay by you. You can also set up your page, do your page setup here. You can likewise what we have in the form, similar stuff to what we have in the form, and that is where we will be rounding it up this night. Our time, we are already 5 minutes ahead of 1 hour section we already decided. So this is where we will be wrapping it up this night. Tomorrow will be for relationship and inputting in referential integrities and referential integrity, and also how we can make use of the primary keys and the foreign keys in our work. I want to appreciate us for being available this night. See you guys tomorrow.